Okay, yesterday we discussed about all the almost all the functions in expression space except running value. Okay, I still remember that. I'll come back about. I'll discuss about that again. Running value. And if you see the last one we discussed is row number. I've simply given row number of nothing. Nothing means there is no scope. Just that is equal to row number. The whatever the row number is there in the table that we're presenting, it will give you the row number of this. If you execute it here, you'll get the row number like starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. If you have 1000 records, you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 until 1000 records. Again, it accepts scope. Scope means um, you can specify a particular scope if you have any group. Okay, I'll show you that one also. Or else I'll do one thing. I'll give you a link, a URL from where you can go and get that information about the row numbers. Okay. Why? Because it again becomes a big concept. It's row numbers. Let me give you that URL. Just go to this one. I think row number. I'll search the row number here. You can see alternate table row colors in SSRS. Here row number is the function which we use, and you can see everything is clearly explained here. So just go through that URL, whatever I'm gonna give you now, and you'll understand. And there is more articles related to the row number in this one. Just go through it, okay? And when I revisit about running value, I'll also discuss about row number. Why I'm saying is you need to practice. Explaining everything is not a good job to do, right? And that's one thing. And you know about scope. We discussed about scope. What is meant by the scope here? Why don't you try with different scopes? Take a matrix and try with the different scopes. Running value of row group 1 scope, row group 2 scope, row group 3 scope, and so on. How many row groups you're adding here? When you add a matrix, you'll be getting row groups, right? Give different scopes and try to see the row number. Okay, how the count will be. So if you want me to show, I can, but it's not always best practice, right? For me to explain everything. Try it out. Row number with different scopes. Now, I'm deleting all the stuff, or I'll take the previous report. We discussed about sorry. We discussed about expressions page. Completely about expressions page and from last 2 to 3 sessions. Now, where are we can use this expression page? You need to have that idea. If you go to properties or if you go to any particular text box or rectangle, and if you find effects anywhere, okay, if you see this is a text box, this is a row group properties, and if you click on add, you can see effects. That means you can give an expression here. That means you can set the value dynamically for this group by. Okay, for this group by you can set the value dynamically. And page breaks you can set, you don't have that option. Sorting, you have an effects. That means you can sort the value dynamically. Okay, visibility, you can make it dynamic based on some expression, some condition. Filters, same way, everything will have effects. Wherever you find effects, you can make it dynamic. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is I'll create one matrix report and I'll show you one simple example where we can set the values dynamically using effects, and then based on that you can practice the remaining places. It is not good to explain each and everything, or SSRS will become a very big course like 100 or 200 days course. Because effects will be there in almost every property. If you understand what to apply and how to apply, then why you want me to explain the same thing again and again in every place. I'll give you an example how to make use of that. Uh, then you just practice it. For example, if you see here, I'm taking color. Let's say, let me take category, and I'm taking sales amount. Okay, a simple matrix with only two columns. So this is a matrix report. That means it will have some group by, right? It is group by something. The group by is product category name, and you can see on the bottom row groups option. If you see here the row groups option, it is grouping by um, English product category name. And if I execute the report, you can see the same. Bikes, accessories and clothing. Based on that, it is grouping by. Let me give some name for this. I'll give it as sales amount, and I'll set it to bold, and I'll set this one also to bold, and this is my report which is grouping by category. Now my requirement is I need to have a parameter, and based on the parameter selection, this group by should change. This group by should change. I'm going to explain you how to use this fx expression, okay, dynamically, to set the values dynamically. Okay, based on this you can set for sorting and all the remaining stuff. You can practice. If I tell you one example and if you don't practice the remaining things, I'll get SSRS but not you guys. Now let me set the parameter first. The parameter should have a I'm gonna give two options. Param group on. So that means on which column you want to group. I'm giving two values. Allow multiple values, everything is false, and available values I'm specifying category is the first option, and the second option is subcategory. Now if you go to the preview option, you can see one more parameter where you can find category and subcategory, two different values to choose for the user. So what my requirement is, if the user selects category here, the table should show category wise sales. If he selects subcategory, he want to show subcategory wise sales. How to achieve that? Let's see the same. So what is the first step you have to do? You have a query, a simple query now. Let me take SQL Server Management Studio. Let me go to AdventureWorks DW. Currently, you set it on category. That means select sum of sales amount from fact internet sales. Correct me if I am writing if you think the query is wrong. Inner join dim product B on A dot product key is equal to B dot product key, inner join. Why I am joining with dim product subcategory also? Why? Because I need category name. Category name is present in dim product category, so I don't have a relationship, direct relationship with fact internet sales. So I'm joining all these tables in the middle. You come to know on B dot dim product subcategory key is equal to C dot product subcategory key, and finally inner join dim product category. I'll call it as D on D dot product category key is equal to C dot product category. Now I joined everything. I'll get the sales amount. The required column for me is group by. Sorry guys. Group by. What is the group by column I have given? Product category name, and I'll give the same in my select statement. So is this the one you are getting there? So why I joined all these tables in the middle? Why? Because I have English product category name in the product category table. So to get the reference, I joined all the tables with the fact and net sales. In short, to say like I have one column that is sales amount from fact and net sales and English product category name from dim product category. And to get the two columns from these two tables, I need to set the relationship. That's why I used all the bridge tables, all the tables which helps in joining these two in the middle. So is this clear? The query whatever I have written here, the same thing is available here, right? If you see, this is what I am getting in the report. Bikes, accessories and clothing, and here also bikes, clothing and accessories. Now, what is my requirement? If I select category, it should show based on categories. Like this, just like this. If I select subcategory, what I have to show? I have to show subcategory wise. So what I have to change? I have to change in two places. One is English product category name, subcategory name based on group by. And if I just execute this, it will give you different result. Why? Because the product category name is present in the select statement, but in group by you have subcategory name. So let me change it here too. So now you can see this is getting me subcategory wise sales. Okay. And if I want product wise sales, English product name will come in both the places. I want product name and I want group by product. So this is product wise sales. So by changing the group by and also the column what we are displaying, you can make the report a dynamic one based on the user selection. If user selects category, you can show category wise grouping. If the user selects subcategory, you can show subcategory wise, and if the user selects product wise, and the user selects color, you can show color wise also. If it is, I'm giving a simple example. Okay. So if you see, if the user wants to see color wise sales, then the grouping should happen based on color. So this is how it comes. Now let's see how to implement the same based on the user selection. That is the parameter we provided to the user to select. Based on that, how to make use of the expressions page to design it. Now I'm going to SSRS solution. So the first thing what I have to do is I have to change the group by expression. Currently it is grouping on category. Always it is grouping on category. So what I have to do here is I have to go here. This is the based on category. It should not be category. This is driven by the parameter. That means it is dynamic. Right? This is dynamic one. So how to make it dynamic one? If what is the parameter which we are using to differentiate what report user wants to see? What is the parameter? It is group on the freshly created parameter. If a parameter value dot so and so group on is equal to category, then use this column to group fields dot English products category name. Else use another field to group. What is other field? Category subcategory name. This is done. So now it will be grouped based on if it is category, it will group on category name, or else it will group on subcategory name. So this is a simple if statement, right? Now if I go and execute the report, see it become an expression that is a dynamic one. And if I go and execute the report, when I select the category, it will show the results properly. When I select the subcategory, what will happen? What it will show when I select the subcategories. Now it is executing for category. After this, I'll show you what will happen if I execute for subcategory. Meanwhile, go further, guys. So even though it has taken a lot of time, it returned the proper result. If I select subcategory, it will group on subcategory, but it will show category name. Will it make sense? It will group on subcategory. If 10 subcategories are there, it will return those 10 subcategories, but it will show category name for everything. You will get the um, output. You can see and you can just try to understand what the problem is if you only change the group on statement and set it dynamically based on the user selection. If you see, it has grouped how many sub categories are there that many times, but I asked the server to show only category names. That is why it is still showing categories. But the grouping was done based on the subcategories. Okay, if you see it clearly, the number of rows is increased, and this number of rows is equal to number of subcategories that are present in your database. Now, what you have to do, you have to make this column also a dynamic one. It should show categories when it is categories. It should show subcategories when it is subcategory. So simply use this. The same expression will do the job. Oops, where is that group by? That group by is there, right? Yeah, this is perfect. Now let me go to the expression of this. And instead of this, what I'm doing here is, if the parameter value is selected as category, then show category field, else show subcategory field. Now let me go to category first and click on preview the report. Okay, this is fine, right? It is coming based on category. Now let me select subcategory and click on view report. Now you can see it is grouping based on subcategories. So what we have done is we have taken the expression, okay, we made use of the expression and making everything dynamic by setting a parameter here. If the parameter is so and so category values and this category, then do this, show category, else show subcategory. In the same way, the grouping part also I'm doing the same. Now you want to filter it, you want to order it. How to order it? The ordering also should be based on the parameter value selection. If you go to the add, you can select, you can order based on any option like a category name or subcategory name or color or product, whatever you wish to. It should not be it's not mandatory that the columns that are selected here in the table should be used for sorting purpose. If you write a sorting here, group by color, order by English product name, you can give whatever you want. Order by can be on anything, right? Oops. Oh, this is in, okay. Let me do one thing for now. Okay. So the columns which are not available here, still you can use in order by. Order by is not like group by statement. Group by has a condition like whatever the columns, non-aggregate columns present in the select statement should be used. But here it is not like that. In the same way, you can use any column that you wish to order by. Let's say tax amount. You want to order the values based on tax amount or sales amount or order date, whatever it is. Or else if you want to go with the same expression, like if it is category, order by category name, else order by subcategory name. Just select the same expression, and if you want to do it in ascending order, give A to Z, or descending, give Z to A. If you click on OK and preview the report, it will order in descending now. If you select category, it will display category sales and it will go for descending order. In the same way, if you select subcategory in the parameter value, it will display the subcategory wise sales and it will show in the descending order. So this is how you can go for a dynamic column, a dynamic group by everything dynamic, even ordering it dynamic. So everything you are setting as dynamic with the help of expression. In the same way, wherever you go, like for this text box, okay, for this text box, you can go to the properties and you can set the color of this text box dynamically. It's a simple one, pretty simple one. If you want to set the background color, go here, go to the expression. What kind of expression you can give? The requirement will be something like this. If the color, if the value is greater than 90,000, then show it in green, show it in red, blue, and so on. How to set that? Just a simple if condition. If sales amount, something field is there, right? Sales amount is greater than so and so 90,000 or 90 lakhs, then show it in green color, green, else show it in red. I don't know whether we have this sales or not, 90,000 or not. Let me try, but either one of these two colors will be shown, right? I'll go for a subcategory, and now I'm going to show you the color I've set as well as the ordering part in the descending. I set the descending order, right? Based on the parameter selection. It's in Z2A format. Let's see whether it. Now you can see how it is ordered. It is ordered in descending, right? Based on the subcategory name. And you can see it is showing it is less than 90,000 or some value I've set, right? So uh, that is why it is showing in that color. Let's see whether there is any green color or not. Okay. So this is how you can make the values dynamic. Okay. So any questions here? And what you have to remember is where you are making use of this dynamic feature and what is the available things or what is the requirement and how to achieve that requirement. If the user says I want to show alternate color in same like blue, red, blue, red, blue, red and so on, then I should not come here to set the dynamic value, right? You have to understand, you have to analyze where you have to go to set that property. For alternate row color, you have to select the row and go to the background color property of the complete row. Here you have to set something. What is that something? It's your analysis part. You have to, which function you can make use. So what you have to do here is, here you have to set alternate color same. So it should be some expression like row number. Row number will give you, you know very well, row number will give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. Row number of nothing. Modulus will give you what? Reminder. Mod 2 means 1 divided by 2 is 1, 2 divided by 2 is 0, 3 divided by 2 is 1, 4 divided by 2 is 0, 5 divided by 2 is 1, 6 divided by 2 is 0. That means it will be either 0 or 1, right? Mod divided by 2 is equal to 0, that means comma, set it red color, else set green color. So what it will do is, it will get the row number and it will check whether it is divided by 2 is having any remainder or not. If not, then it will show in green color, else it will show in red color, right? So this is how you have to analyze the requirement and how to and where you have to set that and how you have to set that. That is why you have that. That should be the approach. Okay, and the remaining part, if you see the expressions, what all you can use and what all you can do, it is pretty clear for you guys, right? So an assignment for you guys, now I have explained you how to set using two parameters. End of the product, the background color, something I have set it wrong, the expression, I think something is missing here. The expression page, row number of mod is equal to 0, set it to red. I think if condition is missing. Okay, now this should be fine. Now what I have done here is I have shown you an example for ordering, grouping and showing the column for category and subcategory. I want a similar table but with 4 conditions, 4 options to select. One is category, another one is subcategory, third one is product, English product name, and fourth one is color. I want all the four options for the user to select, and if he selects color, it should be shown based on the color grouping as well as order by color in A to Z. If the user selects product, it should show product wise sales, and the ordering should be based on product in the same way category and subcategory. So this is the assignment for today. I am sending the assignment. You can do in two ways. One, go to, what is that? Training report server, report project, server project. Go to the server project and you will have this server project and you will have the file, right? Just copy the file, RTL file. I don't need this data file. Okay. This data file will be always huge. You can see this is 661, 6 MB something around. So I just need RDL file. Wherever you have the RDL file, report definition file, you can see the type should be RDL, that is report definition file. Okay. So if you send this, then I can attach and I can use that. And while sending the file, make sure you will give it proper name for the file, and at the end attach add underscore your name so that it will be easy for me to attach and read. Okay. Report name underscore your name. So send this file alone so that I can attach and I can, for example, let's say this is the file you are sending. Sales, it's sales data is the file you have sent. So what I will do is I will paste it in my folder. Wherever I wish to, I'll paste it in my folder. Let's say this is the one we just sent. Now what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll add the existing files. I'll go to the Solution Explorer. Shit, it is torturing. This Windows 8. Guys, if you have any, if you know any option that is always this Windows is opening, right? Just on mouse pad, sometimes it's happening and it's irritating. If you find any way to disable that, let me know please. That is really torturing. So go to the reports, add existing item, and this is the Divyas. I can open it and I can preview it if you are really accessing the same data, if you are pointing to the same database. If any problem comes, I can change the data source and I can always preview the report. So this will be easy for me to do that. Okay. The question will be in the video, and the question I will repeat again. Now I have explained. I explained you for two things. For two options. One is category and subcategory. And if the user selects category here in the parameter, everything, the ordering, the grouping, and the displaying part is changed based on category. If the user selects subcategory, I explained you how to change the group on part and display part as well as order sorting part based on subcategory. I want two more options to be added to this parameter, that is product and color. So based on these four, whatever user selects, based on that user selection, it should be changed. Okay. If the, let's say user select color, then it should show color in the column, sales in the next column, and color wise grouping should happen and ordering should be based on color. So it should be, and the ordering should be in descending. Remember, it should be consistent for among everyone. So set it as descending order, that is Z to A. So what you have to do is you have to extend the report that I have explained you now with two more options. That is the requirement. That is the assignment for you guys. Now let's go to the next concept. If you drag either table or matrix, okay. Now this is a matrix, right? Whatever I have selected here is a matrix, and if I expand the size, sorry guys, if I take one more table here, and if you see the properties, On right click of this. This is the corner, this is the table properties. You can see tablets properties option. And this is matrix, and if you right click here, you can see the tablets properties option. So earlier 2005 version there was different objects, table and matrix, different things. Now for both the table and matrix they have given a same component that is called tablets. Even for list, all these three are merged into one. Table plus list plus matrix is equal to tablets. Let me show you that list also. If I insert a list here, this is the list, and if I go to the properties here, you can see tablets property. So all these three, if you see TAB, okay, now that is table, LI means list, X means matrix. So all these three merged into one, and that means one object or one component will serve the purpose of three toolbox items, that is table, matrix, and list. Why I am telling you this one is, now if you see the properties of one, that is say the table or matrix or something, then it will remain the same for remaining objects also. Like if I explain the object, if I explain the properties for matrix, do I need to explain the properties for table again? When it is same, it will remain the same. The same properties window will be there. The same properties will be available for. You see, this is the properties. You have seen the properties for matrix, right? Now let's see the properties for table. Is it the same or different? So what I'm telling you is I'm gonna explain you the properties of tablets. So concentrate. This is very important. So let me remove this, and let me remove this one too. Now let's go to the properties page here. You have to go for either table or matrix or list properties. Just go to the select this. You will this one will be highlighted. The borders will be highlighted. The brown color one. Right click on the corner, and you will find this context menu. In that one, select the tablets properties. So the name says what is the name of the tablets. Let's say the name of the tablets is tablets 1, or you can give some other, like this is for test or something like that. So this means the unique name of the tablets. Where will you use this tablet's name? Any guess, any idea where you will use this tablet's name? The tablet's name can be used in the scope. We discussed about a couple of functions which access the scope, right? For example, row number, all those stuff. So that means it will be used, the name will be used. For example, row number in brackets, in double quotes, if you give test, that means this particular tablet scope will be considered. So it is used in scopes. And the tooltip is just to show a tooltip on the report. Let's say I have given as test, testing I have given. So let me select category, and if I click on preview of the report, it will open the report, but throughout the tablets, okay, throughout the tablets, the tooltip, whatever I have given, will be displayed. Tooltip is nothing but providing more information to the user, a little more information to the user, like what this tablet is meant for, what this tablet will be having, like category-wise sales or subcategory-wise sales, and so on. Okay, let it open. Tooltip is nothing but whenever on the control, whenever your mouse is on, then it will show you on top of it. It is not showing here. I don't know what. Yeah, here you can see it is showing as testing, right? In some sites, like if you keep your mouse on some images, there will be some tooltip for every image. So what it will do is it will give you some information what this message, what this is useful for. Okay. So this tooltip, how you should define here is, as this table is a dynamic one, it is not a static one, right? It is dynamic one. Here again you have to set some dynamic thing, dynamic tooltip. Like I'll show you an example. This is just an example. If the parameter dot selection, the group on selection is equal to category, what do you have to show? Category wise sales, right? So when the user selects category, that means it will show category wise sales, which will give little information to the user what this table is showing. Subcategory wise sales. Now this tooltip is also dynamic. Okay, tooltip means it will provide some information what this is meant for. And the third property here is the most important one, the data set name. So if you set the other data set name, then it will not work. Why? Because you are using the columns from the different data set. That is, what do we set? IMP underscore data set, right? So this data set name will be set only when the first column is added to the table. Tooltip will not be available when you export the report to either Excel or PDF or any other formats. It will be available only in the report or in the report viewer control in .NET. Okay, but not in the other rendering options like Excel, PDF, and so on. Actually, those does not support the tooltip option. That's why it is not available. And see, report is not only meant for exporting, right? Exporting to PDF. It is like asking, Rupesh, I'm designing a report in Excel or PDF, and I'm giving so many colors to that. When I take the printout in black and white printer, it is not coming in colors. Then what is the meaning in defining the colors? Is it a valid question? So the problem is using black and white printer, not the color setting. And the second thing, it's not meant for taking the printouts always and see the report. It is meant to see the report in system, right? So in system you will find all the colors, but when you print out, when you take the printout in black and white printer, then obviously you will get it in black color or black and white combinations, right? The same way, this tooltip will work fine when you deploy it in and call it from any .NET language or the other languages like Java. When you post it in website, it will show the tooltip. But when you export to PDF, it won't show the tooltip. Why? Because PDF doesn't support it. That doesn't. Let's say tomorrow PDF added a feature, adds a new feature saying that tooltip and it supports tooltip. Then it may come. So that is how it all depends on the tool or the format to which you are rendering, whether it supports the tooltip or not. That you should not see this as a bug in SSRS. Right? This is SSRS has a limited control over the PDF, and PDF is another party tool, third party tool, right? This is not belongs to the this SSRS project, SSRS software. So it can't drive it, it can't control it. Whatever the options are available, it will make use of the options. That's if you see the drill down report. I don't know how many of you guys remember when at the start of the sessions I showed you a drill down report exporting to Excel as well as PDF. In PDF, it will just export whatever it is there, no drill down option. But in Excel, there was drill down option exported. That means Excel supports it, whereas PDF doesn't, right? So this is the option tooltip and the data set. Let's see the remaining options. Page break options. This is most trickiest one. Page break. If you want to set a page break for every group item or for every tablets item, you can set it. For example, if you have two tables, I have one table here. Let me copy the same and let me paste it here. I have pasted one more table here. Oops. Let me expand the table and let me select this. You can see there are two tables, right? And if I preview these two reports, okay, I have two tables now and I'm selecting the category and I'm previewing the report. Let's see how these two tables will be displayed. Now you can see these two tables are showing in the same page, that is clothing, bikes and accessories and so on. Okay. Now I'm going to the first table, tablets properties, I'm add a page break before. I'm setting before, or I'll set after. I'm setting add a page break after. That means once the table is completed, add a page break. Give some break here. Don't continue the table. Next table, use some break. That's what it means. Okay. If you want to design in a proper way, like let's say you have two tables. If one table is ended in the middle, instead of starting the table in the same page, you can push the table to the next page. Okay. If you see the first table will end somewhere here. Let's see now. Here it ended. If you see the first table is ended here, but the second table is not immediately started even though there is enough space in the page. I ask the server to break the page and send this one to the next page, right? So, and there is some space and it started from here. Why? Because after this, it breaks. After this line, wherever you can see the border. So there is some space, this space and this table will be moved to the next page. Now, I'm going to this table X, okay, and oops, I'm selecting the wrong button. I'm going to the properties. Here I'm setting a page break before. Now what will happen? Any guess? I set the page break after for the first table and I've set the page break for before for the second table. What will happen now? Now the report is generated. If you see, this is the table and it had a page break to the next table, and before the next table starts it will have one more page break before, right? So that is why it has moved to the third page. So this is how we can, this is the use of page breaks. Page breaks will give you a break. Okay. And the row headers and column headers, if you see, this is mainly meant for like if the row headers of the repeat row headers, repeat header rows on each page. That means if the report is having a lot of pages, this is not the correct report to take this example. Let me take another one. I mean, why? Because this is having only one page data, right? It doesn't have more data. So if I go to this tablets properties, so here if you see repeat header rows on each page, that means whatever the header is there, that I'm asking the server to repeat it in every page, and also repeat header columns on each page. Okay, what is the difference between header rows and header columns? See, this is header columns. Whatever you can see here is header columns, and if you take matrix report, you'll get row grouping, right? Row grouping. I hope you guys remember it. So the row grouping is called header rows. Okay. For this table, we don't have a header rows. And the second option is header should remain visible while scrolling. That means when you scroll down, this should be scrolling down. Let me set it to true. Now let me execute the report and see what will happen. So the first thing I said is the column should be visible on every page. Let's see whether it is visible or not. It is not visible, alright? It is not showing. Okay, the second thing I set is when I scroll, it should show always. That means when I scroll down, now it is, if you see the header is not visible, right? Now it is visible, now it is not visible. So I set it to true, but still it is not working. What could be the reason? So if you observe, these two properties are not working, and this is the second assignment for the day. Try Google and find a way to make the header visible when I scroll down like this. When I scroll down, always the header should be showing here. And the second thing is on every page the header should be shown. Now it is not shown, and it is possible. So take the similar report where you have categories, subcategories, color, sales, and so on, and set the header in different color. And when I scroll down, it should show this header, and when I go to the next page, it should show the header. Always the header should be on report page, whatever may be the case. And row header, column header is this one. This is the column header, right? You can see whatever each column will have a header, and this is the column header. And if you go to the matrix report, I think this has matrix. Yeah, this is a row header. You can see this is row grouping, right? Whatever you are grouping based on rows here in the matrix, this is called as row headers, whereas this is called as when table X properties, this is called as column headers. And here in the same old matrix report, this become column header, right? So the column header is the one which is for every column, and row header is the one which is for matrix reports. The grouping part we call it as row headers. Yes, Swati, you are correct. The assignment is pretty simple. I set the properties row header should be visible when scrolling and when I move to next page, but still it is not so. Row headers and column headers. Why it is not working? What is the solution for the same? Try it out, and it's a very good experience. Searching a solution for this particular item. Okay. Now let's go to the next page of properties, that is visibility. Visibility, it is pretty clear one. I think we discussed about visibility, and let me show you the property array. The visibility will be used to set whether you want to show or hide. Okay. If I click on hide and click on OK, you won't get this matrix. Matrix is executed, but it is not showing. Why? Because I have set it. Okay. And the third option in the same visibility property is you can set it dynamically, like based on some parameter selection, like show or hide based on expression. Okay. So again, for this I'm going for a parameter. I'm adding a parameter, and I'm naming the parameter as param visi, and visible. I'll set the name. I'll set two available values. One is yes, second one is no. Now I have a parameter to control this visibility of the tablets. And if I go to the visibility option, go to the expression, if this parameter dot visible value is equal to yes, then false, else true. Now let me execute this one. I set an expression. If it is false, I mean the visibility property will take either true or false. Okay, that means hide or show. If it is yes, I ask the server to show. If it is no, I ask the server to hide it. Let's see. Now I selected yes, I want to show the table, and it is showing. And if I don't want to show the table, shit. And if I preview the report will be generated, but it will not be shown here. So this is how you can control the visibility based on the expression, that is dynamic values. And if you see, the use of the hide option is, let's say I have 10 tables, and based on the report name I want to show only 5 tables, and 5 tables should be hidden. And in the same way, based on the second parameter value, the remaining 5 tables should be shown, and the first 5 tables should be hidden. So that is why you have to make that is where you have to make use of these options. And here, if you go to the expression whatever I have written, this is very visibility. I'm asking whether it is no or true or false. If I set it to false, that means hide. Setting it to false, that means show it. Here, hidden. Setting it to true, that means it will hide it. So these values, whatever we are using, is set expression for hidden property. Hidden means it will take either yes, that is true, or false. Hidden is equal to true means it will hide it. Hidden is equal to false means it will not hide it. Correct? So what I am doing here is, if the parameters dot visible value is equal to yes, yes means user is asking to show the report. I'm setting hidden property to false. That means don't hide it. Else, hide it. That means else condition is nothing but no. User don't want to see it. So that is why I set hidden to true. So you can clearly see the report is becoming visible when the user selects no in the drop down parameter value. So this is about the hidden property, and there is one more. Display can be toggled by this report item. I'll explain you when I explain about the group properties here. This is a must and should property to be explained, but this is not the right place to explain. Okay, I'll explain it when I explain the row group properties, mostly in tomorrow's session. Okay. Now go to the filters. This is already we covered when we discuss about the differences between parameters and filters, right? So if you have a big data set and if you want to show only where category is equal to bikes, then you can filter only for that and show the report. Why you have to filter in tablets instead of filtering it in what is that in the data set? Even in data set you will find the filters, but you have that same option in tablets also. The reason is the data set will have so much of data like bikes, categories, clothing and everything, but this table is only meant for bikes. That is why the filtration, if you need to filter any particular based on particular value at the tablets level, you can make use of these filters. If you want to filter only bikes data throughout the report, all the tables in the report, then better to do the filtering part in the data set. Or if the filtering needs to be applied only at a data set tablets level, then it's better to go the tablets level. Okay, filters option in the tablets level. Now let's see the last page property, last page in the tablets properties, that is sorting. Please don't ask me what this is. So it is again the same. Now we have a category, subcategory, bikes, and you don't have products, right? Let me see whether you have products or not. You don't have product here, but still I will use English product name to sort it. Now, shit, what is this torsion, man? I mean, if anyone knows how to disable it, let me know. See this. This is really irritating. So if you click on OK, and if you click on preview, the report will be sorted in the ascending order based on English product name, which is not available here, but still it will order based on English product name. If you set, you can set any column like sales amount or whatever you wish to. You can order based on any column name, either in ascending or in descending order. And it remember, it's not only on any particular one field. You can use multiple fields. Like if you go to sorting, you can add one more. First sort based on English product name in ascending, and then color in descending. So what it will do? First it will take all the same English product names, or I'll set it as categories so that subcategories. What is that? Category is fine. Based on category, it will be ordered in ascending, and then based on color, it will be ordered in descending. That is what I have set there. Let's see how it will be. And you can see this is bikes category. It is coming silver, black. Oops, it is not showing, or it is showing. 1 second, there is some issue. Let me check that. Black, silver, red, silver, silver, black. What is the ordering part? I have forgotten. Something is wrong. English product category name A to Z, and then let me remove this and see for a second. I'm setting it based on color now, only descending order. That's it. Now it is working fine. It is based on doing that based on descending order. Okay. Now let me take some other value. Why? Because I have only bikes here. If I have another category, then it is a different case, right? So let me go to the properties and sorting it based on color Z to A, and let me take sales amount. I have sales amount, right? A to Z. So if I click on preview and let me select yes, Now it is showing yellow, and then I have mostly yellow products here. Let me see whether I have any other color products. Oops, it is not sorting properly. Let me find out what the problem is. I think I have set it in the wrong place. Let me find out. Z to A to Z. This is fine. So I have set the color Z to A. It is working fine, but sales amount A to Z, it is not working. So what could be the problem? But this one will work fine if you give the same here in the grouping. You will have a sorting option in grouping also, but in the tablets level it is not working fine. Let's see, here you have details level. Now let me take the same color Z to A and then take you can sort it sorting. It will take A to Z. I think that's the problem here. Yeah, that might be a valid point. Let me see. I've set it to color Z to A and sales amount A to Z. So first it will descending order by color, yes, and then it will ascending order by sales amount. If you see, it is 742 sales amount for yellow color, and then it will be increased to the next value until the maximum value. Let's go to, I mean, lot of pages with the same value. Let me go. Now it is 1000 yellow, and you can see it's 1120 yellow, and so on. It will continue in ascending order of the sales amount until the yellow ends. Okay. Once the yellow ends, then it will start the next values with the minimum, like next color with the minimum to maximum. A lot of pages for yellow here. Let me take 100 here. Silver. Now silver it is 564 and it will be increased 769. So you can see first it is descending order based on color and then ascending order based on the sales amount. Alright. So this is how you can use sorting property, and you will find sorting options and filter options in many places. And yeah, as you said, A to Z means minimum to maximum, whether it's a number or whether it's a string or date, whatever it may be, minimum to maximum, and Z to A means maximum to minimum. So these are the different properties that are available for the tablets. And if you see column properties, if you right click on the column, you can insert a column right or left. Okay, or you can delete a column, or you can set the column visibility. You know, right? Column visibility, similar option. How you have set the visibility to the matrix, you can set the same. Hide. If I set it to hide, you don't. This column will not be shown. The category, right? The category will not be available. You can see category is removed, or you can go with the expression. And this is for row group properties. Insert row group. So this is a row group, and we'll discuss a lot about row groups in tomorrow's session. And if you want to delete rows, you can use this, or you can add row, add group. You can use this. Add row group delete. You can use this. And for now, remember this one: delete rows and row visibilities and tables properties. This grouping will be covered in tomorrow's session when we discuss. We have a lot to discuss about the row groups, which is very critical one. Okay. Now, this is about the routine properties. You will be getting the same properties again and again. For example, if you see this column visibility is same as tablets visibility is same as row visibility, right? You want to show or hide a row, then you can use this. I'll show you one example. I'll take row number, one extra column to demonstrate the same. I'm giving row number here. You know, right? What is the use of row number? Row number of nothing, and I'll set the default value of the visibility to yes. Why? Because I'm doing it again and again, which is time taking one. So if I execute this, it will give you the row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Now, row visibility, I am going show or hide. Okay. If row number of nothing mod 2, comma, then don't show. That is false. Sorry, true. Hidden is true. Else show. So I set the property don't show when it is 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on, or show when it is 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. You can see half of the rows are removed, hidden. So it is not always based on parameters. You can set the property hidden or if conditions or dynamic values. You can make, you can think, you can make use of it. If the user says, okay, show me only alternate rows, then you have to find out the way. What is the best way of setting the alternate rows to visibility to true. So that is using row number. And now let's go back to the established properties and filter options. I filtered only bikes, right? And I'm gonna I'm gonna filter based on sales amount. This is float value is greater than 1000. This is the second condition. And remember, these conditions is always AND conditions. Okay. Filter expression cannot compare decimal to double value. Okay. It is saying it can't compare decimal to double value. C double. Okay. Oops. System dot decimal to double. So I have to convert this to decimal. Where is the filters? So sales amount is coming in decimal value. So I have to convert the value that I'm passing to decimal. So what is the decimal? Math. Is there anything called, sorry, conversion function? Is there anything called decimal? C decimal, right? CDEC. So I'm converting this 1000 to decimal. Better give 1000.00, and now it will compare with the sales amount and it will filter. Let's see. Now you can see the sales amount only greater than 1000 is coming here, right? And also only bikes category. Earlier there was 600, 700, and so on, right? Now everything is gone. So the value, the sales amount is coming in decimal format, and I have to pass only decimal to compare, right? And that is why I use the CDEC function to convert the value that I'm passing 1000 as to a decimal value. Now you understood, right, where we use the conversion functions. When the data that is coming from the database is different in format than the data that is that you are passing for comparison purpose, you can use the conversion functions. Wherever you have to compare, and whenever there is a mismatch coming in the data types, then you can use conversion functions. So this is about the tablets properties, and in tomorrow's session we will discuss about the row groups and column groups. With that, most of the stuff will be covered. After that, we will be jumping into the remaining toolbox items. That's it for today's session, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's session. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye.